Today I'm going to do another insight today, and I've been doing like a little series over the last couple of days, and these are all tools that I use within my spiritual development, but also these are tools that we can all use. And today I'm going to talk about colour, and colour has always been a big influence in my life around sort of like healing and around sort of like vibration and frequency, and it very much connects again to sort of like intention and how we create and manifest, and how colour can be like a vibration, a frequency that can lift our vibration and lift our frequency. I'm going to talk about colour, but I'm also going to talk about visioning as well. And this is the next part of the series that I'm going to start talking about. And what I'm doing is sharing tools that I've used over the many years that I've been going through my own journey. And many of you have been going through your journey, and many of you use colour, and you use different things to raise your frequency, raise your vibration, because everything is energy, everything is vibration and frequency. And like I discussed yesterday in the insight through universal laws, the universal law of oneness is this source energy, and this source energy has infinite sort of vibrations and frequencies to it, and there's many tools that can be used through the universal law of oneness to access different frequencies and vibrations within your energy field. And everything's about consciousness, everything's about manifestation, and everything's about intention. And that's how you start to use your energy, because the source creation and source reality is all around vibration and frequency. Again, I was talking about the universal law of frequency and vibration yesterday. Well, it says like frequency or vibration, but it's the same thing. It's still sort of like vibration and frequency are still energy, and your intention is what allows the energy to either sort of expand, or it can sort of like detract, depending on what vibration you use. And intention is a very good way of doing that. So what I wanted to talk about today is yesterday I was going to work, and I was looking at sort of insights, or like and I talked about source creation yesterday. I talked about like universal law of inspired action, and I talked about receiving information, receiving like consciousness and wisdom from that source energy, that infinite source energy. And yesterday, what come into my mind's eye yesterday, or into my vibration and my frequency, was very much around sort of colour, and it was very much around sort of vibration and frequency to do with sacred flames. And again, sort of, so when we start talking about colour, you've got different aspects of colour. You've got blue, which is about peace, community, like communication. It's about serenity. And then you've got like pink, which is very much around sort of union, harmonisation, unconditional love, compassion, all those kind of things. You've got violet colour, which is very much around like visioning. It's about sort of like visioning. It's about spiritual wisdom. It's about spiritual understanding, spiritual consciousness. And then you've got like white light, which is very much like connects to like, and gold, which connects to sort of the crown chakra, which talks about, again, it talks about this sort of like gold is very much around, for me, the union with source energy. It seemed like that for me over many years, and gold is very much around harmony, but it's all about alchemy and creation as well. But it's also about union with that source energy. And then you've got like yellow as solar plexus, which is about self-confidence, but it's also about sort of laughter, upliftment, joy. It's all about those kind of things. And you've got like orange, which is very much around sort of like harmony, and balancing sort of mental and emotional as well. And then you've got red, which is very much around the physical. It's about grounding, it's about anchoring. So there's many different sort of colours. I'm talking about the main colours to do with like chakras. You've got things like turquoise as well, which that's what one particular thing I was seeing yesterday, within sort of like the colour yesterday, to do the sacred flame. And that's very much like around protection. And again, it's sort of like connecting to sort of like archangels, to do with like Archangel Michael, who very much brings protection, courage, wisdom, and insight to follow that sort of like the information that you're receiving, but also the confidence and the security to express it. Another colour obviously is green, which is very much sort of like, they talk about nature, but for me green is very much about sort of like your centre, your heart chakra, and it very much connects to like new wisdom, new growth, new understanding, and all of these sort of flames bring these kind of vibrations and frequencies. And again, they're about intentions. You set an intention, you set it, the frequency, and it's like violet as well. You can start talking about like Saint Germain, the Ascended Master, who talks about transmutation and transformation. Again, this connects to the universal law, and again, this is what I was talking about yesterday. I was talking about like the universal law of oneness. When you start looking at the universal law of oneness, and you look at source energy and how that sort of is linked into everything. When you start looking at the universal law of oneness, you see this infinite vibration of an infinite frequency, of infinite consciousness, infinite wisdom, and like the colors connect and link into that. The universal laws are connected and interlinked into everything, as well as source energy is. Source energy is the expression and creation of all things, of all wisdom, of all understanding, um, of all vibration of energy. The universal law of oneness holds the energy frequency of all things. And this is how, when we start to open up, we connect into our infinite selves and our higher self, because the higher self knows that all wisdom, all consciousness, all knowledge, all comes from source energy. It's created and born from that, which is a collective consciousness for all reality. And the universal law of oneness links into all vibrations and all frequencies of all things, and it manifests and creates all things. So what I was going to say is, when I was talking about colours this morning, so for me yesterday, I very much wanted to dissolve some things. So the violet flame came into my mind's eye yesterday, and like I said, the violet flame is around transmutation and transformation. It dissolves, it releases, it absorbs negativity. So you can use that in that way. And obviously, when we start talking about colour, we start talking about crystals, and we talk about like amethyst, which is very around about like mental clarity. It can help release stress. It can help dissolve. It can bring mental clarity. So all these kind of things link in. But also you've got things like Raziel, who's the archangel, which very much around brings like the eternal keys of wisdom, the universal wisdom, universal consciousness. And it brings out, like Raziel brings this infinite, beautiful purple sort of colour, which allows you to start to unlock keys of consciousness, spiritual wisdom, and how you apply it universally to your life, to your experience. And these sacred flames bring that. So yesterday I was seeing three colours. I was seeing like a turquoise colour, which is very much around protection. I think it was very much directed and connected to Archangel Michael yesterday, who was bringing a sort of like that protection, that wisdom, that understanding, that knowledge, but also this sense of security, that you're always protected, that you've always got this vibration, this frequency around you. I had a yellow flame yesterday as well, which I think was connected very much to Archangel Uriel, which is very much around joy, upliftment, laughter, happiness, all these kind of things. So it's trying to raise that vibration. And this is what I was saying about colour. It very much connects into wisdom. It connects into intention. I was also seeing, so I saw like a yellow flame, a turquoisey flame, and like I said, I was seeing this violet flame yesterday. And a violet flame is very much, like I said, about transmutation. And I was sort of like being directed to use it yesterday in a way when to look at using this flame to create it and invoke it within spaces, within my work, within my own sort of vibrational frequency, to release this kind of negativity, to release these vibrations where I felt heavy, or I felt like there was stressful sort of experiences that come up. And when they came up, I was to use this flame to release and transmutate, so I went for a different state of consciousness. So I went back into union, I went back into vibration and frequency, where I was unified with that source energy, where I could be in a place linked to that blue flame of feeling secure, protected, and I was releasing it. And again, the yellow flame was working. All three of these flames were working in union yesterday, and they were working to bring sort of joy, happiness, to raise my vibration, raise my intention. And like I said, the colours are very symbolic. Like green colour, I would use that if I was opening up to a new learning experience. I would use a sacred flame of green to get a more sort of like soulful experience of soul learning. And I would also use it to sort of like, if I was doing any kind of academic thing, I would use that green sort of flame to bring that new growth, that new understanding, that new openness to the new experience, to the new beginning. And again, this connects to Archangel Raphael, who very much brings this knowledge and wisdom of soul knowledge, soul healing, soul opening up to new beginnings, new growth. And again, like I didn't know what I was going to be sort of like talking about before I come into this sort of insight. I knew I was going to be talking about sacred flames. I was going to be talking about using vibration intention through the frequencies of these sacred flames. But again, the archangels have kind of come in. The archangels have very much come into this sort of insight today. So it's very prevalent that the archangels are around us and working with us. So I've started to need to talk about these archangels. You've also got like the red colour, which I said is to do with anchoring. So it's anchoring in the physical. So it's also again anchoring, but it's about dissolving again. The red flame is very much around. It's about the physicality of the sort of like the 3D reality, the physical world, the physical reality. And I'd use red flame if I want to bring up energy within my physical body, but I also, if I want to bring that connection to the earth, I'd use the red flame for that. And I would use like an orange flame for emotional balance, emotional clarity, but also for mental clarity, because orange works on harmonizing on your mental mind, your physical mental mind, your intellectual mind. It helps to balance that. So I'd use orange for that as well. You've also got solar plexus, which is very much like the yellow color, which I've already talked about, the yellow flame, but that brings things like helps like your self-esteem, your confidence. It also helps to sort of like your personal power to express that. So that yellow flame also brings that about sort of understanding that you have a personal power, but it also connects into source energy in that way, where it brings this insight and this wisdom and this awareness that you have a seed of creation, that you can manifest, create, align, and also release things. The yellow flame is very much around releasing as well. It brings this light vibration, this light frequency, so that you can start to create from a place of purpose and power, of personal power. So I'm talking about many of these different colors and these sacred flames, but these sacred flames are intentions. Remember, they are in vibrations. They are uplifting your consciousness, your awareness, to bring you into a state of alignment. Again, what connects into this is again symbolic of this diamond union energy. The diamond union energy is a union of source energy. The diamond is connecting the fifth dimension with the 3D dimension. It's bringing it into union and alignment, so you express and align and sort of express from your inner source energy, your center, which is many of us are starting to step into that, which is this expression, this spiritual expression at the moment. And these sacred flames bring them. The sacred flames, when I feel them, what they bring for me is they dissolve things, they release things, and they add energy to it. They bring this new vibrancy, this new energy to it, which is why I know that they are directly connected to source energy, because source energy is this infinite vibrancy of frequency, of light, of energy. And it only uplifts you, it only opens up and expands your consciousness, expands your wisdom, your awareness, so you can start to receive. And it connects again, I was saying, with these universal laws, like again the universal law of correspondence, which is about your inner source and living from source. The universal law of inspired action, which is the wisdom and the consciousness of source energy, is now manifesting and aligning and integrating within your consciousness, so you can express and you can connect, but also act and express from that wisdom. So you express in the 3D reality you're creating from your source energy. They all align. Again, I'm seeing this infinite symbol of 8, which is the infinity symbol, which is the infinite source energy that's ever flowing into your energy vibration, your energy frequency, and then it flows into your frequency, and then you express through your source, through your center, to express it out to the external world, to create and manifest and align. And again, this is that spiritual alchemy where you're creating. It's like the magic. It's the magic of source energy that you can create from your source vibration, your source frequency, and you can express it into the 3D world, the 3D reality. Remember that you are a vibration of frequency, and when you're open to oneness vibration of frequency and the infinite source, infinite symbol of 8, you are working with source and you are aligned to source. So then you are expressing from that source energy, and you're living from source. And then when you're living from source, you're opened up to that vibration, that frequency of source energy that is creative, that you can manifest from there, that you can align from there. And you use that through intention, you use that through visioning, you use that through many ways. And the sacred flames are a tool of that. Again, the tool of the oneness vibration, the oneness frequency, which is source energy, which is where you live from source. That's the insight for today.